Let's talk about the Dose of Colors. It's literally magic multi-use shimmer stick. So there are two shades. There is Stardust and Icy. And the moment I saw them sneak peeking these, I knew I had to have them. I love me some sparkly eyeshadow. Though I'm not huge into eyeshadow sticks, I feel like there's not a lot of super sparkly kind of eyeshadow sticks besides the KVD Dazzle Shadows, which I will get into. And these are very topper-like. So Stardust is described as a multicolor sparkle, while Icy is described as white silver sparkle. Now these are pretty sheer. They have just a tiny bit of base to them, but you can only really see that when you build them up. So that is something to keep in mind. There is no glitter in these. They don't feel gritty or anything like that. It's definitely just a really high shine kind of mica in here. They also show these on the lips. I haven't tried that yet. I think it'll be kind of like a nice little extra sparkle to the lip without adding any glossiness or color to them. This is definitely a topper like shadow, which is what really distinguishes these from the KVD sticks. So I will show you a comparison swatch with some of the KVD sticks that I own and these shades. The KVD sticks are opaque and they also are more metallic rather than sparkly. They do have sparkle in them, but it's a different kind of sparkle. I think that it's a little bit more dispersed in these sticks. So those are kind of the major differences. And then the other difference is the amount of product between these. So the Dose of Color sticks have 2.5 grams while the KVD have 3.5 grams, so you're getting more product. And these are $26 a pop while the KVD sticks are $24 each, and they're actually on sale right now at Ulta for $18. I actually think $18 for these Dose of Color sticks would have been a better price, especially if you could use a code. So just to give you frame of reference, I first didn't know that there was two shades, so I bought Stardust first and then I bought Icy. And when I bought Icy, they had like a 20% off first order, so I used that, so I was able to snag one of these for $29.34. The shipping was $6.99. I think $6.99 to send an eyeshadow stick is definitely a bit steep. And then there was also root package protection, which was $1.55. And then when you don't use a code and you want to buy just one of the shades, it will cost $34.54, which I think is really, really expensive for what this is. And these are unfortunately currently sold out on their website. So I'm going to show you each of these just on my bare lid with a little bit of primer, but basically on my skin tone. And then I will show them with an eyeshadow look, which is what you're looking at right now. Let's get right into it. I primed just a tiny bit with the soft ochre paint pot from MAC Cosmetics, and I set it with setting powder just a little bit. So first going in with Stardust on this eye, and I feel like you can tell the more I layer, the more it gets a little bit more opaque, just a little bit. So if you really wanted to just have the most ethereal sparkle, you could just tap it on and you would just get the sparkles. But you do get a little bit of the base the more you layer it. And it does feel cooling on the eyelid, which will go away pretty quickly as it sets. So here's what that looks like on the lid now. So that's layered up a little bit. I can see just a bit of the base in there. And then Icy on this eye. It has a light brownish base to it, but it's predominantly silvery. So this one doesn't have the different colorful specks throughout, but I do think that the bases are pretty similar between these two, but not necessarily really opaque. So here's what that one looks like versus this one. Can you kind of tell from far away? You can kind of tell from far away, but because the base is so similar, you can see this one just looks more silvery and this one looks like it has blue and green sparkles throughout. If you were to wear these out, I don't think that most people would be able to tell that you have different eyeshadow on unless they were like really inspecting your eyeshadow. Also, let me just rub and nothing comes off. So you will definitely not get any fallout with this. So I put on two mattes from the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette. And of course, with the Icy shade, you could pair it with more cooler tone mattes. But I just wanted to see what they would look like paired with the same mattes. So going in with Stardust first. And I do want to overlap it out here just a little bit. So the more I build it on, the sparklier it is. And then Icy. If you have hooded lids, I would definitely wait for these to kind of set down on your lid closed, because otherwise you will risk it setting down with a crease already in there. I definitely think with the mattes, I can tell more of a difference between them. And it did not disturb my eyeshadow, or at least I don't see any disturbance. I could see the silver more prominent, and I also feel like the silver particles are a little larger. I'm not sure if that's translating, but these just look a bit finer. So now I can definitely tell there's two different eyeshadows on. So here's Icy, Stardust. These I have only used one shade so far for a 12-hour day, so keeping that in mind, I haven't used the Icy shade all day. So I used the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. I do have hooded oily lids for reference. They do claim these to be very long wearing, and I would definitely say that is true. You will not get any fallout with these, unlike with the Moon Dust shadows from Urban Decay, for example. Those are just a mess. Even when I use some sort of a tacky primer to really try to hold them down, I get fallout all over my under eye area. And in terms of wear time, Stardust did start to wear off just a little bit after 12 hours, which I don't think is too bad. I feel like it didn't crease, but it just kind of started to lose its shine and sparkle. But again, I don't mind as long as it's not completely gone off my eyelid within 12 hours. I do really enjoy sparkly eyeshadows, especially topper-like shadows. So all in all, I really like these. I just don't love the price tag. So you might try these out and you might think that they are absolutely worth the $26. Just not for me personally, but I do really like them. I really enjoy them. I'm definitely going to be using them quite a bit more. And let me know if you pick these up and what you think of them. I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.